Welcome. It is my pleasure once again and my joy to welcome every one of you to today's class. Every time we have the opportunity to gather here, it is a privilege and we mustn't take it for granted at all. So we have all reasons to thank God, to praise God who is our maker, who is the giver of life and giving us opportunity to see another Saturday. So we are grateful on behalf of every woman here. I have come to say thank you to our maker. For the benefit of those who might be joining us today for the first time, my name is Uluwatosin Mary Ogude, and by the grace of God, I am the convener of this great community called Tabitha Health and Wellness, THW for short, a female-based online forum where we teach, we encourage, and lead other women to eat, drink, and live healthy lifestyle in order to enjoy wellness so that we can be strong to fulfill our God-given purpose and assignment here on earth. So welcome once again. Let me quickly give a disclaimer. This forum does not intend to diagnose or treat diseases, but strictly for information and educational purposes. Therefore, if you have any medical condition, do not hesitate to see your healthcare provider. Today, by the grace of God, we have dedicated this month particularly to talk about plants. We want to dive into plants, understand what the plants are and what plants can do for us. It's really very amazing. I'm so excited myself to be talking about this particular aspect because it's always it's such an interesting topic for me each time I come in contact with plants and all of that. So today, I want you to relax and enjoy this program by the grace of God. So today and this month, like I said, we'll be talking about the medicinal plants, the medicinal properties of plants, especially the very common ones around us. So many plants that we see around us, we don't even understand them. Even me, that I'm actually studying on plant natural medicine. Honestly, I get very confused when I say plants. Those plants that you find in your gutters around all that crawl everywhere, they are not just ordinary plants. Anytime you see anything growing on the floor, please, I'm not saying you should worship them. I want you to worship God in heaven and thank God for creating plants around us. Plants are created by God. They are amazing. It's so amazing how God took time to create plants in His wisdom, in His power, and His strength. Any plant that you see around you, it's not a waste. It's not a weed. There are certain names that they call them. There are certain plants that are in your compound, as I tell you, and they are particularly meant for kidney. There are some that are meant for lungs. There are some that are meant for bones. There are some that are meant for stomach issues. There are some that are meant for your heart. There are some that are meant for so many things. It's just understanding what this plant represents that you and I lack. But that we say those things that you find on the floor, they are called just weeds, it is a wrong concept. So plants are amazing and they are created by God. They breathe, which means they are living things. Even though we are seniors or we are the advanced creation that God created, okay? We are an advanced being. Doesn't make the plants less important. They are equally very important, highly important. You will see as we go on. They breathe, which means that they are living things. They grow, and they grow very well, very healthy when they are well nourished, when they are well nurtured. Okay, some plants just go, whether you water them, you don't water them, whether you take care of them, you don't take care of them. They will just be growing. Okay, but they do well. Certain plants do very well when you nurture them, when you trim them, when you care for them, when you do a lot, put manure, put all those things for them to breed well or for them to flourish well, just like human. They do so well and they in turn as well, replenish and do so much for us. They are healthy when we also take care of them. Plants breathe, they take in nutrients through the sun, they take in water, etc. They are very significant to our existence. Very. Why did I say so? Because they take in the carbon dioxide that you give out, and they use it to process their own thing. They use it, they call all those processes photosynthesis, no taking in sun and all of that, all those simple biology that we learned. That's not what we're doing tonight. The simple term, when we breathe in, we breathe in the oxygen that they give to us. So when we breathe out the carbon dioxide, we give it to the plant. The plant process it and give it back to oxygen. So that means we can't even do without plants around us. That's why studies are showing that now that we are cutting over trees and all of that, things are happening. Global warming and all of that are happening around us. Things that have not been happening for years. They are beginning. So they are encouraging us to begin to plant trees so that the world can be green again. It's very significant. Plants are amazing. In fact, studies show that no man can survive without oxygen for more than 4 to 5 minutes. You start feeling breathless. You start feeling like you want to choke. You want to fall, or you're losing energy. You're losing oxygen. Before you know what is happening, a grown-up man, heavy, empty man, without having oxygen for 4 5 minutes, will be on the floor. Right? No energy. It is that powerful. Now, it is important for you and I to understand the statistics doesn't look good at all. The statistics of sick people is getting higher and higher by the day. And unfortunately, the number of diseases are increasing, and new ones are showing up by day. How do we explain this? Well, we can easily explain it because we are gone away from the plants and the things that's given to us to be able to renew us. I pray that the hand of God will continue to protect us all by His mercy, that we will be far away from this thing. But it's not by disobedience, it's by obedience to His word. Now, let me quickly just mention this. In the course of our teaching towards the end of last month, I said this month we have a project to create our own garden. If I have not said anything about it, I'm sorry, it's not because I forgot or I intended to omit it. Um, what happened is I'm trying to put mine together and then begin to show you guys, show everyone, and see what I have come up with. But I have a contact of one of our mamas here. She's also part of us who can help us. But if you have other people that you want to engage, it's okay. But she has good seedlings. I will share our contact right here if you want to get your seedlings from her. And if you also want to engage our services for helping to structure or put a garden together, you can do that as well. So if you want to get a consultation from her, you can also do that from her. So, but the point is that this month, let each and every one of us put a garden together. Some common things that you can plant, like oregano, you can plant it. Do you also know that you can also plant these onions? Spring onions, you can plant it. You can also plant um, rosemary. You can plant different kind of herbs, okay, that in these different categories, especially things that help with infection, because infection is always rampant each and around us, especially our children, even us as well. They're everywhere around us. We live with them and all that, so we need to always check them out. So you want to do things that can help with infection: oregano, rosemary, thyme, onions, spring onions, and all of that. You can actually do them. I didn't even know that you can do those things within your compound. You can do them. And so I will post our number. I will share our contact on this platform. You can engage her. And if you have any other person that you want to do, please just make sure that you do your planting, and they will be asking each and every one of us different time how many of us have done our garden. You can show off your garden at different times so that we can see what your garden is all about. So it's something encouraging. Let's do that. Let's begin to create our own food as well. If you can start from vegetable, that would be nice. There are some people that have spinach, that have ugu. They don't buy vegetables outside anymore. They have jute, which is a way to. They have different. Some people have fruits in their compound. They don't do anything. They don't go out. They have their plantain. They have their yam. They have everything within their compound. We can start somewhere. So let's start somewhere. We cannot be calling ourselves Tabitha women, THW women, without talking about gardening, medicinal plants, and all of that. We should tap us in the house and say, what do you have for this? Maybe on a few things that you want to do. You should also be, uh, you should also have your kitchen as your close and first natural and nature pharmacy. So thank you so much once again. God bless you. I am always in awe of God each time I see different types of trees with different shapes, sizes, and appearances. I look at them and say, "Ah, God is faithful." Honestly, somebody gave me a seed, just a tiny seed. I can barely see the seed. And that was the woman that came to talk to us last Saturday. She gave me the plant, the seed, and she said, "Put this thing on the ground." She created a place. I will put the seed right in the ground. We just planted it. And she said to me that in 1 year, you will see the trees. And like joke, the trees started growing. And that is what become my moringa tree right in front of my house. It's so amazing. 2 weeks ago, I harvested the trees. I harvested the leaves on the moringa tree. And you won't believe it. Right now, the tree has started bringing out fresh green leaves again. It's amazing. Every time I just see that, I say, God, you are awesome. Just under 1 year, I began to see the tree coming up and becoming very massive. If we trim it every now and then, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we have to cut down the moringa tree so that it doesn't touch the NEPA pole. Is that amazing? So you and I need to begin to change our orientation about plants, about this plant. Okay, it is an amazing thing that God has given to us. Plants are not just living things. One of the reasons for creation is to replenish us and to restore us back to health. To restore us back to health. That's why God said in the wise book that He created the trees, the leaves for our food and for medicine, for healing and for our health. Imagine, it's so amazing what God did intentionally just for you and I. This is why it is important to look into the medicinal properties of a plant. If God created them for us, so why and how did we begin to turn away from what God freely gave to us to heal us? How and why? Why did we begin to make it look like it's one demonic, satanic thing or herbalistic thing, or that some ritualists are meant to be dealing with and you don't have business with them? Why? I begin to wonder the kind of manipulated our minds and all of that, and make us think that what our forefathers were doing that time was just all rubbish. We begin to bring in Western culture, and those same people, they nourish their own thing. They nourish them, they take care of them, they use them for their own use. These plants are amazing. They don't only serve as only food and medicine alone. They also have their financial part. People who trade on them, they know what they get from all of these things. Amazing things that you can do with the plant. I just begin to think in my mind, no wonder we are where we are despite the science and technology. It seems the health system is getting worse by the day because we have forgotten the fundamental. We have forgotten the original plan of God, that when He gave us the plants and the trees. And when we go away from the original intention of a manufacturer or the manufacturer's manual or how he created something, we are bound to experience negative negative result because we did not follow instruction. There are so many plants, there are so many plants that are close to us, but yet they are far from us in terms of understanding what they stand for and what they can do for us. So they are close to us, but they are far away from us. Somebody was just telling me, somebody told me something about 2 days ago. She said to me, she has something in her house. She doesn't even know the use of it. After a while, you sweep those things out and throw them away like what? I should throw them away like they're not important. But because you don't understand the benefit, the importance, and the usage of those things. So it's important for us in this community to learn some of these plants that are close to us that we don't just take very seriously. Look at them like one common thing like that. It is it's a very wrong concept. It is good for us to understand what these things are and what they can do for us and how we can actually use them for our own good. Okay, and some of the common plants that we have around us that we don't even pay attention, I'll mention a few of them. One of them is onions. Onions is one thing that is close to us and yet is far away from us because we don't understand the meaning. The only thing that many of us understand onion for, no, to do is to cut it into sizes and put them into oil to fry them up to make stew and vegetable. Imagine that's all many of us know about onions. It's amazing. Onions is powerful. Onions is life. Onions was given to us by God for a purpose. And onions is made habitable that it comes into your house, it can do wonders. So many things that onions can do. Another very close one is to us that we don't understand it is scent leaf. Scent leaf is a powerful product that we don't even we know them. Some know that they just spice up our food. They don't know the extent at which this scent leaf can go. So we don't appreciate it. Turmeric, oh the powerhouse for tumor, anti-tumor and all that. Turmeric is powerful. I hear a lot of people say things like, oh, turmeric is anti-thinning agent. That's what some of us know about turmeric. Oh, it helps to thin the blood. You have to be careful the way you say. I see, when I hear certain things, when people talk about this plant products like this, they say, be careful with this one. It can destroy this. It can destroy that. Meanwhile, the paracetamol that is meant to be banned out of the life of human is what you and I conveniently use without blinking an eye. We use it so easily without even asking questions, without even asking the pharmacy how we know the dosage ourselves. 2 in the morning, 2 afternoon, 2 night. Or you're having it, they just take two, you take it, and without anybody prescribing it to you. But you name and tag, and then you demonize the turmeric and the things that you can make within your, they can make to do so many things that can restore you back to health. So we need to begin to change our priorities. We need to change our mindset and have a different think of God when you think of plants. And that is the truth because God created them. He made them for us. So each time you look at plant, you should think of your creator, that he created you, he created this plant to meet your needs. And that's what he said. He said, I've given you the plant and the trees and the leaves for you as food first, then as medicine. Because God knows that you will come in contact with environmental factors that can break your system down. So you're giving you way out already. So rather you embracing the way out, somebody is telling you this thing can destroy you. So scent leaf is one, turmeric is another, ginger is powerful. Many things that we know about, we just see them on the surface. We scrape them, we use them to match them up, put them in our spices, fry the life out of them. May God have mercy upon us on this fry. Fry the life out of them and then put them in our stews and vegetables. That's all some people know. Some people can put it inside your juice to spice it up. It's more than that. Come on. They are deep. Deeper than deep. Right? So I want you to begin to change your imagination. Jute leaves, garlic, bitter leaf, amazing. Even the easy one that we know, they have some of these things. They have the seed, they have their leaves, they have the stem, they have the root, they have the bark. And each of these things, they have specific medicinal purposes. In fact, there are some things that you can't use anyhow if you are not a professional, if you are not a practitioner that know exactly how to extract the active ingredient from them. Every one of them have active ingredient. Now, there are other ones, but today we will quickly go for our time before we close. We will look at onions critically. Onions is one blessing to every home. Onions. I have one right in front of me. If you look at the shape of onions, it's so powerful. Onion has a covering at the top. It equally have a covering at the bottom. If you see any onions that the bottom has gone up, that's not how God, that's not how it came, that's not how the creation. Okay, they are both covered. So that's why you cut off the down part, you cut off the upper part, and no, because you think that is the bad part. Everything about onions, even the peel, everything about these onions that I'm holding is powerful. What are the things that you can use onion for? Now, these onions, the active ingredient inside onions, the common active ingredient is quercetin. Quercetin is one powerful antioxidant that helps our body system. Now, if I don't want to start speaking too much grammar, okay, so that I don't confuse some people. But onions, as you see it, is beyond that you're cutting into slices and putting inside fry oil to fry to make for scent or to perfume your the food or to give your food taste. Onions is powerful. The botanical name for onions is Allium safer. That's what they call it. That's the botanical name, Allium safer. It could be purple in color, white in color, and yellow sometimes. The yellow onions is powerful and powerful. It's not very common. Okay, so anytime you go to the market and you just pick up, look at the onions, right? You will see those onions, those yellow onions. They are available, but they are not very common. So when you see them, please buy them. Pick them. When you pour on, when you go to the market and you have places where they spread the onions on the floor, just pick the yellowish ones, mix them. It can also come in purple. It can also come in white. Some say purple is more this rich, and all the onions are powerful. But for some medicinal purposes, we can also categorize that yellow part as one very, very wonderful one. Now, so it comes in different colors. Onion is powerful and should never be underrated. Do you know that onions can be very protective? Do you know that? Because onions is antifungi and antibacterial, okay, and even antiviral. So when during COVID, onion is one some of the things that some people were just eating. They were just eating it. Onions and garlic were things that people were just eating anyhow, just to protect them from any viral infection that want to trap into their heart. And it worked. It worked powerfully. Some of these mechanics and those road shelter market people, they were doing these things that you the psychedelic are calling oh, it's too pungent, it's too this, it's peppering my eyes, it's making me to cry and all of that. Make us to cry, fake cry. So crocodile cry, crocodile tears. Okay, so this onions is powerful. It is anti-inflammatory. For many of us who have inflammation, it is anti-inflammatory. It is antibacterial. So it's powerful against what bacteria, if bacteria, antifungi is also antifungi, fungal infection, bacterial infection. It is anti-cancer. Did you know that? This product, this plant is anti what? It is anti cancer. I want to say it again. Go and do your research very well. And I've told us how to do research here. If you want to research on anything, just type on that thing. Put in bracket, open bracket, put the PDF, and then close the bracket as well. So you'll be able to get a lot of research work. Those ones are research work. They are not just Google, somebody just puts there. They are research work, they are documented, they have done a lot of research and studies on them, and they came out with that result. So it's powerful. And it protects your heart. For you that you are a woman on this platform, for your boys and for your man, make onion juice for them once in a while. Even if it is once a week that you did it, that you are able to do it, it's good. Once a week, or anytime you have the time, just blend it. We did a challenge recently, and it's on onions. We blended the onions without water. We extracted the juice from it, and we drank it twice a day. And also, we did it. Some of the challenge that we do on this platform, they are not just for us to do it once and leave it. They are only to introduce us to it. And I see a lot of women, amazing women, They just put it part of their diet, just put it part of their, they just say, my onion juice this night, and they just take it off. Some people are doing the clove water and clove tea till to tomorrow, since we started that challenge, and they saw the power of that cloves water in their body. So please, it's not for you to do it once and leave it. So onions, you can continue to do your onions, give it to your husband, because it protects their prostate. Onions is powerful, that it helps to unblock any kind of blockage. For women, for your pelvic issues, for fibroid, preventing fibroid and all of those things, or tumor, or preventing lumps and all of those things. Onions help to dissolve lumps, dissolve tumors. That's powerful. Go and search what I just said now. Go and search it. It's as powerful as that. Our men are very important to us. Our men are part of us. Our boys are part of us. So it's also good to also mention what the powerful and certain ingredient, certain specific food that are good, certain advantage of onions, taking onions. Okay, onions contain a lot of particular minerals called sulfur. Sulfur is very important. Do you know one thing about sulfur as well? Sulfur is very important as well for your liver. And once you can take care of your liver, we treated liver some times ago. If you can take care of your liver, you have taken care of almost 500 diseases, because we know that liver contributes to over 500 diseases. Okay, and if you can take care of liver, it's just simple arithmetic. So that means that my liver can attack, can chase out, can work on and break down and bring and squeeze out all those things before it begin to affect our entire body system. So now, if I were you, like I said, bring onion to the table more regularly. It contains, because of the sulfur, it has some powerful essential oils as well, with many sulfurous compounds such as hallucine, flavonoids, quercetin, that makes it a powerful immune booster. So look at it again. I said it's very important for your liver. It's also very important for immune boosting. It's powerful. It's a booster. Excellent, very excellent antioxidant, anti-tumor fighter. It's an anti-tumor agent. So it's something that you want to include into it for us as women. So you can see. And studies have also shown that what is also good for the prostate is also good for the breast. So this is something that you and I should introduce. That was one of the reasons why I said we should go. We are still going to do a lot of onion juice recipes and challenge as women on this platform. Taking onion juice raw without water is good for prevention. That's what study says. Breast cancer is very good for cervix issues. So it is advisable to take your onions, and it's also advisable to also take it, sometimes take it after food, like some people were asking, because it can be reactive, because it's very powerful, it's very strong. And it's powerful and strong, that I mean, doesn't mean that it's harmful. When I say powerful and strong, means that it has beneficial ingredients that are very good for your system. But sometimes you just need to be very careful, so that your tummy is not empty, that it doesn't begin to have begin to aggravate or cause certain things, especially people who have ulcer. So if you take the in after your food, it's amazing, it's powerful. If if you can condole it before your food, it's very important. It's for prevention. And then if you can take shots daily, it's very good for prevention. Every 2 hours, for urination issues, you have these urination issues, you can take it. Men who have urination issues already, their prostate issues, they can take onions. It helps. In fact, there are some studies that show that when people have some urination issues, they just tell them to be taking onions every 2 hours. It helps to open up the blockage in the urethra, and then it forces the urine out. Can you imagine? It helps them to just brings it out, or it just brings it out, opens it, rather than them using catheter, going there to do catheter to get the urine out. Onions is that powerful. Onions. It's very good for fever for our children. Onions for fever is an amazing, 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 amazing drink for our children when they have fever. 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon, we go a long way to help them to lower the temperature. You want to give it a try. You're not praying for your child to have temperature, but you want to give it a try. Think about these things when you are home or something, and it's very easy to make. You can just crush it in a mortar, put it in a cloth and squeeze it out. I hope every woman here has some quick things to fix. You have a sieve, tiny face sieve, tiny mesh sieve. You have it. You have some what they call some transparent or maybe light cloth chiffon that you can use to squeeze things out. There are some little things that you should be able to have in the house, that you're not running up and down to go and look for your neighbor that has a mortar and a pestle, or something that you want to use to pound something, a blender and all of those. We have talked about it before. These are things that you should be able to have at home handy. Honey helps to open up blockages, you know, like the lymphatic system now. On these people that are about having lymphatic issues from their breast and their under their armpits, we have lymph nodes there. So it helps to open up these lymph nodes in case there are blockages and all of that. So if you drink them, so for many of us who did that challenge, what you did for yourself is that you open up those blockages that you don't even know. You cannot see your body. You don't have an MRI in your house that you're making to see your body every day. God said, go and be taking plant seed and not for your food, and that's what He told you. He did not say you should go and be bothering yourself and start opening yourself every day. I haven't said you should not do tests to have experience. I've told people that you should do tests regularly. But what I'm saying is that it did not say you should be opening yourself every day. So we can't be doing that. So sometimes you don't even know what has even entered your body system. But once you are taking these things, they will change up certain things for your body without even know, without them appearing. Nothing happens suddenly in our body system. They start one day. You begin to feed them with what you eat, or you nurse them. You take care of them. You are pampering them. You are romancing them with all kinds of food and lifestyle. Before you know it, they become a great giant in our body system. But these things that we are talking about, they are easy things. Take it, wash it, juice it. Take the juice and drink it. They help to remove blockages. You can also do it in different forms, which we may not be able to talk about today. Some do it in powdered form. There are ways you can do it to preserve the content, put it in powdered form, and also use it. They are powerful antioxidant. They are powerful antibacterial. They are powerful for infection. I'm telling you. I did something for somebody and I will mix it with ginger powder, organic ginger powder. And you will not even believe it. The person gave me a testimony herself. I said, no, oh, this thing is really, really very effective on infection. And if you now mix onions and garlic together, it's another powerful one. Although it may just be, might not be, it might be offensive in terms of smell, but it is very amazing. It helps to flush out toxins. Raw onions help us to flush out toxins. For many of us who want to do, I want to detox, and you are buying so much expensive thing. They are good. I'm not saying they are bad. If you have the money, I've told you, if you have the money, don't have the time, contract it out. Let your money work for you, and then use your money to get those things and use them. Okay. But if you have them at home, put them together, blend them, juice it. Drinking honey juice is removing toxins from your body system. Can you imagine that? And it's cheap. You can use 500 naira onions to do a detox process or program for yourself within a house, maybe for 1 week, and that will be it. And then you are cleaning your body from toxins very well. And then it's also good for preventing of, it also helps with stroke patient, because stroke has to do with blockages and all of that. So it also helps with circulation, and it helps to remove toxins from the body system, and it helps to allow the blood to flow properly, which is also very beneficial for anyone with stroke issues. So you want to consider that as well. You can see the amazing, even as I'm talking myself, I'm feeling God myself, that God is awesome, is wonderful, and is amazing. It deserves all our praises, it deserves all our applaud. We need to celebrate our God because He's wonderful. So this week, for the purpose of those who do not do the challenge last week, we are still going to repeat our onions challenge this week. This week, you will take that onions twice. I want to encourage you. Let you know me that I'm forceful about it. I'm so sorry if I'm sounding that way, but the way I'm feeling with this onion as I'm talking about it is making me feel very very good. That God has given us a lot, so much. So our challenge for this week is still going to be onion challenge. So we go back to our onion challenge throughout this week. Okay, we will work on that. We will use it, and so that we can benefit. Let's remove all the blockages. Let's remove all the toxins from our body system. Let's take off those things, dirty things from ourselves, using what God has given us, cheap and affordable. We want to eat healthy this year. We want to drink healthy this year, and we want to spend less money. Okay, if we need to get money to buy other things, of course we will do that, but let's make use of the ones that God has given to us so freely and very close to us. So onion juice challenge this week continue. So we were going to do that and enter into our week of an anniversary. Let's detox, let's clean out, especially for our Muslim brethren that dwell as well. We'll be doing some indulgence again this week. So let us be ready to clean out. So I will be concluding on our onions. Do you also know that when you do onions potash morning and night, internally and externally, it helps to repair tissues, especially for people respiratory tissues, especially for those who has asthma. That's another tip. So if you are asthma here, you just want to consider embracing onions. It helps anything lungs issues, you want to consider onions. That's why onions is coming here for asthma patient, because asthma is a respiratory issue, and you want to do onions to be able to get that thing uh, repaired. You want to get it repaired, so it helps to repair these tissues. It helps to repair any respiratory issues that you may be having right there. So let us do that. 2 tablespoons is just fine. 2 tablespoons internally, morning and night. Internally and externally, it helps to what any respiratory issue. If you do ask me, how do you do externally? You know how to do onion potash, okay? So you can do that. Onion potash, you can do that too, to get all those respiratory. Also for diabetes, for diabetes, for losing weight, okay, it's also been study have also shown that it's also very good. That yellow type of onions is also good for losing weight. Okay, so now I want to quickly say something for people who have diabetes. If you have diabetes as well, it's something that I want to encourage you. You can chop your onions, you can squeeze it, add lime inside, you can put it into your yellow pap and drink it. Please don't ask me what it will do. You can go and experiment it. Experiment it and come and tell us what that is able to do for you. Do you equally know, just this one is just too random, equally know that these same onions, that common onion that you see, is very powerful. For they have also used it to remove bullets from people's body. You may want to check and check it. I'm sure you will find a documentation concerning this particular thing that I've said. We have a lot, and then tonight we just decided to talk about onions. You say time will not even permit us to talk enough about onion, but the little that I've shared tonight, I hope I've been able to empower you with great information that you can use to strengthen yourself when it comes to your wellness. I look forward to your testimony, because God is the creator of plants and the medicinal properties right inside them, for food for us and also for medicine. Thank you for listening, and God bless you all.